Hey there, podcast listeners. Dr. Sheep here. Welcome back to another podcast. I'm joined by my co-host, Anonymous Phil.
Hi.
So, these podcasts are always broken down in three parts. First part, we talk about some science news. Then we talk about how our weeks have been. And then, finally, we talk about the main topic. Today's main topic is reminiscing on my old videos. It's going to be cringe, yet some fun times. So, today's science news, let's just jump right into things, shall we? So, scientists were doing ice core samples down in Antarctica, and they discovered that in 660 BC, the Earth was hit by the strongest solar storm that we've ever recorded.
Mm-hmm.
What do you know about solar storms, Phil?
Well, I do know that the solar pattern of which storms occur, they're rather frequent, they occur many times a year. But, the pattern of a solar cycle is 11 years. That's about as much as I know.
That's about all you know about the sun. So, So we're trying to use old ice core samples to figure out how frequent these super strong storms are, so that we can potentially predict when the next one will be. Therefore, we can prepare to protect our satellites and the astronauts we have in space, and then protect our power grid. Because do you know what happens when this stuff hits the atmosphere?
You get Fantastic Four people walking around.
What? Fantastic Four?
Fantastic Four!
I thought you said poor. I was like, Fantastic Poor people.
No, Fantastic Four. Marvel.
Yeah, I figured it out after. I thought you said poor. I was like, Fantastic Poor? What does that have to do with anything? No. You don't get mutants walking around. No, we could. No. So the power grid. So, these are electromagnetic waves. And basically, you're going to end up with an EMP type situation going on. And so they're kind of radio. I think because of the wavelength, I think they're radio waves by definition. Don't quote me on that. But when they come into contact with the electrical grid, they send a pulse of electricity all throughout it. Because the electrical grid basically acts like a giant antenna for your radio or something, except for these magnetic waves. And so, these wires conduct the electricity, and it goes and fries. It fries transformers. It fries the power plant. And then it'll get into your electronics in your home. Your computer will get fried. Your TV will get fried. Basically anything. Now there are. It's unlikely that. Yep, our high-frequency radio waves. Yep.
High frequency.
Oh, are able to support communication over long distance by... Oh. They're just electromagnetic radiations. I have no idea if they're radio waves or not. This is just talking about radio blackout. You'd have to look up what wavelength they are. But anyways, there are suspicions that cell phones could potentially survive. It's mostly the power grids that would get wiped out, even in EMPs, which would be a weaponized form of this. And we can actually replicate currently, nothing reliable that we know of anyways. The governments could be lying from us, could be lying to us.
Across the entire spectrum.
It's the entire spectrum. Wow. So yeah, it's going to be those radio waves that would conduct enough electricity in the wires to send back a pulse, which would wipe out electronics. But in the event that there is one, potentially cell phones could survive.
Yeah.
Because they're not big enough, and things like microwaves will get stuck in the upper atmosphere.
Yes, you get flares across the entire spectrum.
Fun.
At all wavelengths.
Fun. Really fun. Yeah, but I think the microwaves get stuck in the upper atmosphere, so they never make it down to your cell phone. Those could potentially fry your phones. Those would be the ones, but they can't travel very far in the atmosphere.
Oh, those are the ones that Yeah. I remember reading about that.
Because it's all based off the
So
wavelength.
radio can reach us. Microwaves get trapped like just above like the stratosphere, and then some of them actually can make it through, depending on how low and high it is.
And what the cloud cover is.
Yeah, because see, visible can make it through. I mean, that's why we can see. So high-end microwaves and low-end microwaves close to radio, those can make it through.
Yeah, and so based off those wavelengths, they could potentially hit your phone. But there's so few of them compared to what there could be in the upper atmosphere, your cell phones could survive. But satellites, they're screwed. The microwaves will fry them, fry the processors inside of them, and they will fall. Well, they won't fall in the sky, my bad. Some of them might, actually. If they have to adjust the orbits at all.
Mm-hmm.
Or if they take a dip in the upper atmosphere, then they might fall. Like the Hubble Space Telescope.
Yeah.
So, your cell phone could survive. So you could still have fast communication with walkie-talkies. In the event that there's an EMP.
Mm-hmm.
But that's not a very far communication distance.
This does raise an interesting point, though. If we were to ever put, like, something on the moon, you know, the moon has virtually no atmosphere. It has a thin layer of gases that surround it, but, you know, if we were to ever have any sort of electronics, you know, we're going to need, like, layers of concrete, you know, to surround the building.
When they're talking about the moon, they think they're going to use the lunar soil to make concrete, and that's what you're going to use to protect us from just gamma rays, you know.
Mm.
Because there's enough lead in the world to do that.
Yeah.
Well, there is, but you can't. That's expensive to load up on a rocket, and it would be pointless to just mine when you can just make concrete.
Yeah.
Although concrete needs oxygen to cure, which it gets from the water.
Mm-hmm.
So how are they going to keep that water liquid enough? Because like in a vacuum, that's just going to evaporate. So I don't know how that works. How those vacuum 3D concrete printers work. It was almost turned into a plastic almost.
Wait, there was an action lab where he made concrete in a vacuum chamber.
Well, yeah, but he mixed the water in the atmosphere. But he mixed it in the atmosphere first.
That is true. He let it cure.
In the vacuum.
Mm-hmm.
Well, he didn't let it cure in the vacuum. He let it set up in the vacuum. Curing is done over a weeks long period.
Yes.
I work at a hardware store. I know what I'm talking about. Don't look at me like that, alright? The people and the camera.
Mm.
Okay, they're like, oh, what's this guy know about concrete?
Yeah.
I don't specifically sell concrete, but I know what I'm talking about. And the Hoover Dam, I think, took like a ridiculous amount of time to cure.
Yeah.
It still might be curing.
I think it still is. But didn't they put it on in...
Hey, you put it
layers?
on layers,
Yeah,
but I mean...
they put it on layers because it helped.
And concrete actually gets warm when it cures. But it's a chemical reaction.
Yeah. But what I do know, though, is that since it would need oxygen, maybe they would have like some like dome, you know, in which you would make the concrete.
I don't know, because I always see it. They have these robots, and they just go and make these mounds with concrete. They just 3D print it right there.
Wait, this is in a vacuum chamber? Or?
This is on the moon.
Oh. Wait, but this has not been done, though.
Well, yeah, but they're working on the technology.
Oh.
I just don't know how they do it, how they mix the water and the concrete together. Unless it's just basically molten moon dust being poured on there.
Yeah.
I have no idea, unless they maybe used something else, some other way of getting the water there that won't evaporate. I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
Or maybe there's a chamber inside the robot that mixes it, then excretes it out through the nozzle,
Yeah.
and then it's okay because it mixed in the atmosphere, so the water won't evaporate. I don't know. That reminds me, I need to silence my phone. Anyways, But back on to these EMPs. That's one of my greatest fears. Is an
Yeah.
EMP
Electromagnetic pulse.
or a solar storm.
Well, I mean, but I mean, is there like different like variations of an EMP? Because I mean, a couple years back, I mean, Hy-Vee, the grocery store, it had an EMP. Like it was just like the power just went out, you know.
That's just a
Overloaded.
power surge.
Yeah, power surge. But I mean, they called it an EMP.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I don't know why they called it an EMP, but it was a
that's-
power surge.
That's not how that works. I mean, it's hard to say what you could consider an EMP. Well, actually, you know what? One of the guys who was going to be a who tried out to be a MythBuster, and he didn't quite get there. He was like in the final 4 though.
Mm.
He used magnetrons to build an EMP.
Oh, really?
An EMP gun.
Hmm.
I talked to my physics teacher in high school. I wanted to build like a satellite dish almost with magnetrons,
Yeah.
and then angle them so that you could like melt things from a long distance
Mhm.
or fry electrons from a long distance. Sadly, though, magnetrons send them in all directions.
Mm-hmm.
So you need like basically you need a microwave generator, which would send it in a beam, so a microwave laser, basically.
Mm.
Speaking of lasers, I watched a video where they made an infrared laser. Super big infrared laser.
Yeah.
You couldn't see it though, unless you turned on the night mode on his camera. You couldn't see it. So he wore his laser goggles and then like a welding mask on top of it. He's like, you have no idea.
Yeah. If it's on. Yeah.
And I was like, oh, no way, no thank you. That's not. I would love to make one, but no way. That sounds terrifying.
Mm-hmm.
But he also built a ultraviolet one, because infrared ones are really cheap, actually.
Mm-hmm.
The diodes. Ultraviolet's really expensive, apparently, which I find is a nice way to prevent people from building cancer beams. Because you get enough of them, just a cancer beam.
Yeah.
But luckily, though, the really cancerous ones, UVC, are the shortwave ones, and those they ionize air,
Well, yeah.
and they can't go very far. So, luckily, we're safe in that regards from cancer beams. Speaking of cancer and other diseases, HIV. They have replicated the cure from 12 years ago. And it worked again. So if you don't know, 12 years ago they did a bone marrow transplant on a person that had HIV. And I believe, don't quote me on this, but they have an HIV vaccine already. They've had one for a while. And what they do, they give somebody an HIV vaccine, whenever they did that. And then eventually, a long time ago, a while later, that person's able to give bone marrow.
Mm-hmm.
And someone needs a bone marrow transplant. Well, when you transplant that bone marrow, the bone marrow from the person with the HIV vaccine was given to somebody that has HIV.
Mm-hmm. And it cured them.
It cured them because now they have the antibodies inside of them to fight them. But it wasn't meant to cure HIV. It was meant to cure the cancer.
Yeah.
I don't think it did, but it cured the HIV. But it's not a consistent thing. It's not guaranteed. And bone marrow transplants are dangerous. They're expensive, and the side effects afterwards are not good, and they last for a while. But HIV cure, we're getting closer and closer than ever. And the thing about the HIV cure is we have drugs now. Because like 12 years ago, this was a breakthrough. But nowadays, we have like antiviral drugs that are super powerful at treating that. They don't cure it, but they're super good at slowing it down. So I don't know. We have a potential cure. It's expensive. It's possible. Or we could go with the alternative route. We keep developing just drugs to do it. Or when we were researching this topic, CRISPR. Could CRISPR do it?
Could CRISPR do
Do
it?
you know CRISPR?
No.
That's the gene editing technology.
Oh, the nanobot?
No. It's found in bacteria, or was it a virus? It's found in bacteria or a virus. It was found in bacteria that they got from a virus, because the virus uses it to clip apart the bacteria's DNA, insert their own RNA, which they would use then to replicate more viruses. But the bacteria use it to prevent viruses. So the virus would come in, inject its RNA,
Yeah.
and replace the genetic code. Well, the bacteria would see that this happened, take it out, and put it back in. And that's CRISPR. And so we can manipulate the CRISPR to do whatever we want. Almost. Within reason. Well, not within reason, but within human limitations. And it's actually... Oh, you know what we should have talked about? Human cloning.
Mm-hmm.
Because actually... no, human genetic modification.
Yeah.
Because a scientist in China claimed he did it.
Mm-hmm.
And there's a set of twins that were born, but the gene he picked... Well, A, it's unethical. So, it was illegal for him to do it in the first place. That's not what unethical means.
But the gene he chose...
But the gene he chose, we can't confirm that it changed. There's no way for us to confirm, because there's no way for us to make sure that it's active. We can see that it's there, we can't confirm that it worked, and that it's going to do anything.
Mm-hmm.
So, made me think, like, why do you pick, like, a different gene? Oh.
Yeah.
Anyways, we're 17 minutes in. Let's get into how our weeks have been. How was your week?
It's good.
What do you think about this weather?
Oh, it's quite crazy, if I do must say. Quite a lot of rain.
What? No, not the... I mean, we did get some rain, yeah.
I mean, oh,
A lot of water.
the other day, I guess, last week, it was a lot of fog. It was like that one time almost.
Yep, back in the Super Bowl.
Yeah, a lot of fog.
But
But the main problem was that all the snow that we had gotten
melted
was
in 2 days.
melted. Yeah, we had like 60-degree temperatures that one day, and just ooh.
A lot of people are homeless now.
Yeah, you hear about the dam in Niobrara that
Oh, yeah,
it broke.
yeah.
Yeah.
And actually, the Nebraska dam was at risk of breaking. If it broke, it would put the nuclear power plant downstream, so ways away, but it put it in danger of flooding.
Where is the Nebraska dam?
I don't know. It's on the... I think it's on the Missouri somewhere, or I don't know.
Is it?
You have to Google it. Go to it, open up a new tab. Yeah, but so it put the nuclear power plant at risk, but I don't believe it ever broke, so we are okay. But it made me think... But it got me nervous right before we sat in... Because we're talking about fluid dynamics and mech systems. And it was the funniest thing. He starts talking about these things... starts talking about these things. Oh, it did...
I typed in dam.
Oh. Yeah,
Yeah,
did it... Okay, is that the Niobrara one, though?
This right here is the Niobrara.
Okay, I was like, is that the Nebraska dam? How are we?
No, this is the Niobrara.
Okay.
Yeah, this article is the front page of the Journal Star today, or yesterday.
This is... There are so many... There's so many levees that have broke in the state. And then there's also just towns or whole flood. Norfolk? The whole town's been evacuated.
Oh yeah?
Yeah. There's no one there.
Which one do you think it is?
Both of them are the same thing.
Alright.
That's up in Omaha. I don't think that's it.
Just not right. Zoom out a little.
Those are two different places. I don't think this is what we're looking for.
You think it's somewhere up here?
Because no, it's gonna be south because the nuclear power plant's by Nebraska City.
Okay.
It's closer to another town than Nebraska City, but whatever. That's just where I remember it being from.
Have you been to the dam?
No. But if it were to have broke, it would have. But as my physics teacher said, luckily the power plant isn't it's not really too active in the winter, or active at all, because it's only there to support the power plant during the winter. I mean, during the summer, I should say, where there's more power draw needed for air conditioners.
Uh-huh.
So there might not be any fuel there. So if there's no nuclear fuel in it, we don't have to worry about a meltdown.
Well, Nebraska Dam must not be its official name. Do you know what it is?
Nope, this is just from an article that turned on a breaking news thing on my phone. I have no idea. And this was several days ago. Oh well.
Yeah. It's not its official name, so it's not appearing.
Oh well. Anyways, we were close to dying. That's all I know. Potentially. Anyways, let's read the comments before we move on.
Ooh. What is this dam?
I don't know. Why did we look at Gavin's Point Dam?
Yeah, is it like... That's a huge body of water, it looks like.
I don't know. It could be tiny, though. You know.
Oh, it's Nebraska and South Dakota, Lewis and Clark Lake.
Okay, whatever. We need to get to the comments, man. We're already 21 minutes in.
Oh, yep, end of the video.
No. We need to get to the comments. Okay, so we had a few comments.
Oof.
So let's go to... This is from the podcast last week. Correcting comments live on camera. This is from the water bottle. Always commenting, of course. Crying emoji... Crying, laughing emoji face. Crying, laughing emoji face. Yeah, we did that. And actually, that comment we left got a like. So I don't know. It could be the water bottle. It could be somebody else liking it. It could be that guy acknowledging that we were right. But, whatever. Anyways, this is from the day, which we hadn't done in a while. But this is from the day episode. And the water bottle, again, leaving a comment. Oof, this brought back bad memories of chemistry. Yeah, it did. I mean, I guess I didn't. Chemistry was not good. But, yeah. It brought back some memories. For him, it did. I don't know. I didn't mind it. I didn't really care. Anyways, I still... About the week, though. Oh! New hobby I'm going to get into, potentially.
What's that?
Ham radio.
Ham radio.
It stands for amateur radio. Don't ask. I have no idea how they got ham out of amateur, but whatever.
And so what do you plan to do? Listen to aliens or something, or what?
I wish. But no, I was inspired by the movie Contact.
Oh, yeah. Okay. I haven't seen the movie.
Oh, well, I was also inspired by Contact and Alf, because in Alf they have a ham radio. And, well, so Contact, when they had the ham radio, it was taken, they were talking to Pensacola, Florida, and it was like 1960s. 1960s, 1970s. And then Alf, which was the 1980s, they were talking to, like, Australia.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm thinking to myself, like, well, this is 2019. This is 4 decades later. Okay, a ham radio to talk to Australia can't be that expensive. And, yeah. So I was like, now I'm curious. So, I need to figure out, I wanted to figure out what kind of ham radio I want to buy. Oh, this led me down a rabbit hole. Very interesting rabbit hole. So I ended up going to an amateur radio meeting here in our hometown.
Yeah?
Yeah, I did that Wednesday night.
And how was that?
I was probably the youngest person there by almost a decade.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Well, did you learn anything, though?
Well, no, because I missed most of the normal meeting part. The funniest thing was in there, I walk in, so I have to ring the buzzer, because I was late, because reasons. I was late by like 2 minutes, had to ring the buzzer, the guy buzzed me in, came in, sat down. They were passing around a microphone. I have no idea what the heck was going on. This guy hands me the microphone. I'm like, I sat there long enough to know what was going on.
Okay.
Hand me the microphone. I'm like, hi, my name is such and such. I just walked in. I have no idea what's going on. I didn't say that, but I was like, I have no idea what's going on. But I got a nice round of applause and people welcomed me, and because of course they probably haven't had a new member or like young people walk in there in a long time. And so,
are you gonna go to the next meeting?
yeah, because I'm gonna get my license.
License?
You have to get a license.
Oh, to build a ham radio?
No, you can buy a ham radio and you can listen, but to talk on it, you need a license apparently.
Okay.
Otherwise, I think it's illegal.
Oh, so you're gonna get your license to talk on a ham radio?
Mm-hmm. And then to talk to Australia, I need like a even better license.
Oh.
I don't know how that one works, but
Well, work yourself up.
But they said this initial test is pretty easy. They've watched 8-year-olds pass it, so I'm pretty sure a 19-year-old, well, 18-year-old, decade older, can pass it.
You'd hope at least.
I hope so. But although one of my new friends in college, he was telling me he has his license. One of his friends, he's super smart and failed it. One of his friends is super dumb, passed it. But the guys at the meeting said, like, you ever take the map? You ever take the map test?
Map?
Back in high school?
Probably.
Well, anyways, the answers purposefully trip you up.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So it's one of those tests. And so if you think about it too long, it'll get you.
Oh, so the smart kids fail because they overthink it, and the dumb kids are just like, I don't know, I'll choose this.
So, I kind of run in between there once in a while. So, I need to be dumb to do this. So, yeah.
Hit yourself on the head with a rock, then walk in.
Yeah, no. But they had a good discussion on the weather, and they had this guy come in and talked about the weather. That was interesting. He was fun. Anyways, on to the main topic. Reminiscing about our old videos. Man, what do you remember from back in the day? Cause have you gone through and like looked at these?
Oh yeah, some of them are quite cringy.
Oh man, they are some gems, man. Gems. We go to the videos. 36 subscribers, by the way. Super happy about that. Thanks a lot, guys. Thanks a million. Well, thanks all 36, I guess. Like, oh, if we go back here, well, we've seen these. There's these that aren't cringy.
Tennis ball launcher.
Yeah, those aren't cringy. Those are not too cringy. But I didn't realize.
Where's your second vlog?
We never made one.
First vlog.
First vlog.
Where's second vlog?
Never happened. Never will happen, probably.
Which is why it's first vlog question mark, exclamation mark, question mark. Because there's never going to be another one. I mean, it's your only vlog.
He has 51 views, though. That's crazy.
Well, how come you don't get that sort of traffic anymore?
We do, kind of, actually. The testing memes, that latest one,
Yeah.
it's at 33 views.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Probably because I had the word meme in it.
Probably.
Just type in podcast, meme.
Maybe we should just start changing everything. Just start putting
Put meme at the end of it. We're going to make everything you do
everything a meme.
Everything we do here is a meme.
Everything Dr. Sheep does is a meme. Anyways, I didn't watch this one, though. I should have. But anyways. I watched the Gravity video.
Oh, yeah?
Your camera, though.
Yeah?
The color in this video is amazing. Like,
it's a camera. What do you expect?
I know. So, like, my videos look so grainy compared to it, just because the sensor's like a fraction size, but it's the same resolution. So, like, so I want to get a DSLR really bad just after watching that, because I'm like,
I made this with a camera. Yeah, I mean, it wasn't a video camera, but it was a camera made to take pictures. And
it's a point and shoot too, nonetheless.
Essentially, that's all a video camera is. It's just taking a bunch of pictures. So really, I just took 24 pictures a second.
Now, I don't know how grainy our new ones are compared to it. They're probably still kind of. I think they're not. not as crisp, I think, as yours, but they're a lot higher resolution and frame rate. Yours is probably what, at 24 frames per second?
Yeah, I think that's what it is.
Not quite 30.
Maybe it's 30.
And I think my camera,
I think it can do 60.
but yeah, probably not as 1080p though.
Yeah. Yeah, I think it's.
Yeah. But I want to get a DSLR really badly. But the gravity video, should we play some of it for everybody?
I suppose.
We should I love my mop in these videos. We had 3 videos around the gravity video.
Yeah.
We had the behind the scenes, the future. We had technically 4. So we had the behind the scenes, which came out after, which is typical. We had the teaser, which was just like the day before. I'm like, hey, you know what we should do tomorrow? And then the gravity video.
And then we had
the terminal velocity, which I got half the views.
Yeah, it's kind of sad.
But you know what? Most of our videos get better views than some of these, anyways. If we exclude the DIYs. Oh my gosh, someone has 70. Oh my gosh, these DIYs are crazy.
Calcite orb, 612 views.
Oh, that one. That one's.
Is that still number 1?
Yeah. Well, okay. When you look at it on my phone, actually,
there's another one that's number 1.
it says the podcast is, but the podcast only has 16. One, the podcast is, but the podcast only has 16 views. It doesn't make any sense. But I was thinking about it. See? These podcasts are. And then the scale of the solar system is in the popular uploads. But I think that's watch time.
Yeah, probably.
I think that's based off retention time. Because, I mean, even though there's only 16 views on that first podcast, it's 34 minutes long.
Yeah.
So, and even if, a few people watch it, if most people only watch this, what glows, the calcite orb, what glows in the dark, for, freaking 3 seconds, even that's 600 people, you still have minutes worth of footage here.
Yeah.
And the 4th podcast, which did surprisingly well. I don't know.
What's a Slingo? 47.
I didn't watch that one. I refused to watch that one.
The intro is pretty cool.
Have you seen it have you seen it?
Let's click on it. Watch the first 10 seconds. See? Remember how we timed that perfectly?
It took us so many, we did it one time.
We did it the first time, we got it perfectly, but we didn't have the camera rolling. And then
and then I'm like, this will be easy. We'll just do it again. Nope.
Yeah.
Oh, this is cringe.
Hey there, YouTubers, Professor Sheep.
Actually, you know what? That wasn't as cringe as I thought.
To my 4th science video. Today I bring you
4th science video, so exciting.
In previous videos, I said the actual name for these, but sadly, that's copyright. So in the future, I'll probably redo that video with the calcite orb. But right now,
redo it?
today we're going to call them slingos. So,
We did.
Slingos are basically giants,
Which is done really well,
What's a
actually.
Slingo?
springs.
A spring.
Most springs push. So when you push them, they push.
I
down.
hate you.
These.
There we go. No, we did redo it, remember?
Yeah.
It's like one of the last videos we did before I stopped making videos there for a while. Actually, no, it's not. Take that back. Where is it? There it is. It has 115 views, actually. It's just putting calcite orb in there all as well gets tons of views.
Now imagine if you said calcite orb meme.
We should try it.
Whoa, how does Newton's third law have 335 views?
Well, it's Newton's. Remember your logic behind making those videos?
What?
That they would get more views? Because students would watch them?
Oh yeah.
But it's
why
all-
does first law only have 9, and then third law, freaking 335?
Well, the third law is kind of a hard concept to understand.
I suppose.
Not actually, no, it's not. For each action, there's an equal and opposite reaction. But that's like the one everybody knows. Well,
Yeah, water pushes out of the rocket. Water expels rocket upward.
but it ties them all together,
Oh yeah.
except for the first law. It's tied to the second law. The first, so
No, it could tie to the second law because as soon as you to the first law because as soon as you exit the Earth's atmosphere,
I suppose,
there's
yeah.
no more forces.
I didn't think of that. Yep. It's also, it brings in momentum into the equation, which, if I remember, now that I'm thinking about it, Instagram plug. I always forget this. Every single video, I forget to mention the Instagram. I've only been able to mention it on the podcast. Dr. Sheep, Dr_Sheep_ YouTube. Go check us out on Instagram. Yes, we are getting over time here soon. Anyways, though, I want to we're going to redo the physics video. I think we're going to redo Newton's laws videos. We're going to do that light speed rocket video. And that'll revisit it, but it won't redo it. But we're not going to redo those for a while. They're pretty solid still. I like them. I went back and watched them. They're not half bad. I was bored. I was out of YouTube videos. I went and watched some of these. I watched the ocean waves one, and tides.
Electricity.
I don't like that one.
You know.
No. I didn't. Those last few videos I uploaded before the end are just, they're not good. And not all the ones we've uploaded since are that good either. Testing Memes is pretty good. I liked it. What Are Stars could have been better. It's still pretty good. The Cesium one. It's a day, so it's not the greatest in the world. But as for a video about reacting cesium to chlorine, it isn't half bad. I mean, there's no screw-ups. Nothing's cringy. It's just a pretty standard average video. It won't stand out amongst the packs. And actually it has 8 views. It only has 5.
You know what they should do? You know how you could type in like keywords or whatever for a video so that people look it up? Type in meme for this one. And whenever people look up the word meme,
It pops up.
yeah.
I can do that.
That's
Maybe-
probably why this one, people just type in memes. They just want to watch videos of memes.
And look at the thumbnail.
Yeah.
That's one thing though, the intro as well has drastically improved since the original.
It's shorter. Short and sweet.
It's short. It could be. I wish it could be shorter, but I think we have to pick a different song. I've pushed it to its limits. And if we're gonna make it shorter, we have to make it more action packed. But we don't blow things up here. We don't have Tannerite.
No. And even if you did blow it up, it'd be like a one-time thing. It'd just be like, oh, that was just one video. It doesn't represent what you do on your channel.
The Rockets did there for a while. We put the lithium in that video, and we have yet to actually do a video about lithium. We talked about alkaline metals now, and I was doing our scheduling. We don't have it scheduled at all. July is the next time we have open slots in the schedule.
For new video ideas?
Yeah, I can actually show it to you right now. We don't have it in there.
No, that's when you go back to posting a new video every other day. So that way you can allow yourself to post new videos sooner.
Maybe if I quit work, and you quit work,
Yeah.
or we get some child labor or
Just
something.
do YouTube full time so you can make a video come out every single day.
If it made money, I would totally quit work. And then the summer, oh my god, if YouTube made as much as I do at my job right now, I would quit. I do it. I wouldn't do it full time. I still want to get my degree.
Yeah.
But
You need something to fall
I'd have
back
so
on.
much more time though. We could do every weekend. I could record every weekend. We could get our own place maybe.
Absolutely.
Because like my friends and I are gonna get a house. We can get our own house, and then you could move out of your parents' freaking house for once.
Yeah.
Oh,
County fair.
So yeah, the county fair is that Saturday. So we're gonna record that on the 4th of August instead. Okay, is that okay?
I suppose.
I was gonna go further, but I don't know when I don't know when school starts up again.
Oh, to be the 19th.
Oh, okay. So we could do it then. But I don't know when I have to move into the house or when that'll be. So that might bump things around. That's why I didn't touch anything here in July either. All I did was put the Cartesian diver in because we'll be at our aunt's house, who has a pool. And I want to use that pool.
Wait, I'll be in Spain.
I won't need you anyways.
Yeah.
Yeah, anyways. I'll have to bleep something out there. That's okay. I said his actual name. You notice that?
I heard that, yeah.
I didn't say Kyle.
Yeah, I heard that.
But I can cut that. Because I have brand new editing skills and just... And you won't know. You have no idea. Because I'm going to cut
This entire conversation that we're having right now will be cut.
I probably should do
We
that.
can say whatever we
Actually,
want right now.
hold. You know what the... No, it's still going to be in there. Okay, so you see this podcast? 47 minutes. We're approaching. That's just you and I.
Yeah, let's call
We're
it.
going to call it. So I'd like to thank you all for listening. Please like, comment, share, and subscribe. New podcast every other Friday, 4:30 p.m. Central Time. Check out the Instagram. Check out my other videos. And good night.